All right, everyone. This is it. This is our last week of new material, and please don't look so excited about that. I feel safe in assuming that some of you guys are pretty happy to know that we're almost done. We're going to be able to go off on break soon and not have to worry about stats for a little while. And you could do me the favor of pretending about that. I don't know. And if you are actually disappointed that the semester's almost over, well, I appreciate the sentiment, even though I'm a little bit surprised. But that's up to you. In any case, this week we're going to be finishing off Chapter 9, talking about ideas of regression. So 9.2 is all about how we can develop our model for regression, that is, make a regression line. There are nonlinear forms of regression, obviously, but we're going to focus on the most standard form, which is that nice straight line relationship. It's the easiest to work with, it's the easiest to apply, it's the easiest to understand in terms of the math. If I have to start throwing polynomials in there, or God forbid logarithms, it scares some of you guys too much. We're keeping it basic. But because we're keeping it basic, we're not necessarily keeping it as consistent as we might want. So 9.3, what we're going to finish with, talks about variation around regression lines. In which case what we're going to be doing is recontextualizing some of the stuff we see in 9.2 that we're going to call residuals in terms of errors. And we're going to bring back that stuff and wrap it up in the language actually of things like standard deviations, albeit in this case we're going to call them the coefficient of determination, which is going to look a lot like R from earlier, and the standard error, which is going to look a lot like S squared from earlier, but hey, it's stats. We like making up new names for things to make ourselves feel important. Anyway, we'll see exactly what that stuff looks like and understand that even though it probably sounds a little bit intimidating right now, it's not actually going to be as big and new and scary as it might initially smell. Anyway, for this week, we have our last worksheet of the semester, because there's not going to be one with the exam, and there's not going to be one for week 16 for reasons that'll make sense when we get there. And also, I can't really future-proof this in the way that I normally like to with my videos because, well, week 14 has a bit more of a block in it as far as my scheduling goes in fall than it does in spring, right? The end of November means something a little different than the end of April for most people, at least most Americans. But I'm going to say that the deadline is still Friday. If I change that, I'll let you know in particular. Just understand that you should probably try and get it done then. Or earlier, really. Do it earlier, make your life easier, but I can't stop you at this point. If you're still turning things in at the last minute, this isn't going to change that. Anyway, we got that. And then for the week after, because we are finishing off our 4th unit, we have deadlines in my lab for chapters 8 and 9 with standard caveats that you should know to expect at this point, but I'll still bother you about later. Just get it done by Wednesday. Please. Make my life easier. Make your life easier. It's better for everybody when you do that. And then finally, we have our last pre-assessment to prepare you guys for the 4th exam. Bearing all that in mind, let's finish up our new material here with the rest of Chapter 9.